Judge John Debelius retired from Montgomery County Circuit Court this month after a career that included 16 years on the bench. He tried thousands of cases. What's he going to miss?
I love watching a case well tried. I love watching good attorneys do their work, question, cross-examine. It's an art, and I'll miss watching that.
He remembers his first case.
It was not a big shakes case. It involved a woman who had sued a window contractor who put windows in her home. And it was huge for me because I was trying to make that transition from being an advocate to being the neutral, impartial judge. And it was a real change. But it's funny, of all the cases I tried, that actually stands out. I can remember it right now, even though it was 16 years ago.
And do you remember how you ruled?
I actually ruled in favor of the contractor, but what I also remember is the woman who sued the contractor came back to the chambers afterward and told my secretary that she thought I had done a really good job and she got a fair trial. And I was amazed because people that lose cases don't always feel that way about the judge. So I was flattered that she felt that way and came back and took the trouble to say that.
We heard similar statements from others. One was from Kathleen Dumais, who was a member of the House of Delegates and a Rockville family law attorney.
If he was making a tough custody call, he would go through the list of factors that under the case law you need to consider and very specifically explain why he reached the determination that he did. And, that's why he was such a fair and good judge.
And you know what? He never used a gavel.
It was really more decorative. I always felt like if a judge needs a gavel in the courtroom, then things have broken down to a point where it's kind of beyond irreparable. It's really, as a judge, it's your job to maintain an order and a dignity in the courtroom. And you do that with your voice, your eyes. And if it's a criminal case, you've got 2 armed deputies in the courtroom, and they tend to have a chilling effect on any misbehavior.
At 63, the judge has plenty of time to pursue his many hobbies. He runs marathons, hikes, bikes, kayaks, and tinkers.
We're here in my garage, and this is a 1952 MGTD that I restored. And it was just a nasty, bunch of boxes of bent metal and parts. And I restored that from scratch.
He is rebuilding a 1953 MG. He already rebuilt a 1976 Triumph TR6. All are automobiles that evoke a bygone era.
I've bought and sold a lot of antique cars over the years, and I'll restore them, show them for a while, sell them, get something else and start from scratch. But I always enjoyed mechanics and cars.
The cars, he said, provided an outlet the courtroom couldn't.
You may work on a case for years before it comes to fruition. With a car, you can pull a set of carburetors apart on a Saturday, rebuild them, rejet them, put them back together, and after a few hours, you see it's very tangible. This is what I did today. Here it is.
He likes to put other things together, too, the plot lines of novels. The judge says he'd like to write a couple of books.
And the truth is, you can't buy fiction as good as what shows up in a courtroom every day. You just can't dream up these scenarios. So I put a lot of notes together, and I've got some ideas about some plot twists and turns, but I'd like to spend a little time writing and write a novel or two, and maybe nobody will ever buy them, but I'll have some fun writing them.
Until he presides over the bestseller lists, what does the judge think will be his legacy?
I would hope that it's some kind of civility and kindness and camaraderie that, lawyers and judges fill an important role in this society. And I think that whether it's a member of the bar or a member of the bench, I think that it's so important for people to feel that they got a fair shake when they came to court, that their arguments were listened to, that they didn't get short shrift, and that whatever decision was made was one that was done with the best effort and intention that a judge could come up with. So if my colleagues take some of that, and I'd like to think that maybe I've made a difference in promoting some kind of an enduring civility, I'd be very happy with that.
For MyMC Media, this is Doug Tolman.